Oh, I'm live, apparently. How did that happen? Good morning, everybody. I just like adjusting my camera, and all of a sudden the thing said, "You're live." Anyways, welcome. If you're watching this as a video, welcome. If it's 11 a.m. Sunday, then you're watching this live. That's Eastern time. So, thank you, everybody. And for those that are coming in later on as a video, I usually, when I start, I greet people, I talk about a couple of things, and usually get started in about 5 minutes or so. So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay. So, what a beautiful day in the Catskills. It's supposed to rain later, but it's still a beautiful day here in the Catskills. Great rising, Yvonne, to you too. And hi, Lisa, and hi, Chris, and hi, Janice. Okay, people are starting to find me. People are starting to come on. Yeah, so it's been 2 weeks. We missed last Sunday, right? Because my son was graduating in South Dakota, and it was an amazing ceremony. The commencement speaker was awesome. The only thing that was a little bit off was the weather, but I think the month of May is very aptly named, especially for South Dakotans, because it may rain. I mean, it was 40 degrees and raining that whole day. It may snow. It may be 90 degrees. That there may be tornadoes and hail. So you never know what you're going to get up there in May. But it was wonderful. So we're back in action this Sunday, and it is, from an astrological perspective, a very active period as we're coming into Mercury retrograde, a couple of eclipses, a couple of other planetary retrogrades, and some pretty intense aspects. So, did I well, I did do something on YouTube Friday morning. If you want to catch a live stream that I did then, and I actually share a couple of breathing techniques to help people's with their physical systems, their nervous systems, their hormonal systems, as the energy continues to shift and change, and the oscillations between highs and lows tend to amplify as the energies increase. So you can catch that if you want. And I like to do a few shout outs before I start. So, oh my goodness, I can never remember the name of Amy's channel. But if you like a more, say, personalized weekly tarot reading, it's called Elevated Spirituality and Tarot, or Elevated Tarot and Spirituality. No, Elevated Intuition, Tarot, and Spirituality. And anyway, so, and then Armand Diaz, who's an astrologer, does a weekly astrological forecast on his channel, Integral Astrology. And this is another shout out. I came across an amazing law of attraction channel from a young guy named Adam, and it's called Manifest Yourself. And on YouTube, you see a lot of law of attraction stuff. Most of it is people that really, and I hate to say it, I'm not bashing anybody, but just generally speaking, a lot of them are people that don't really understand the full scope of law of attraction, and it's a very popular subject, so people get on to get recognition or money or whatever. But this guy really has it down, like the inner workings of law of attraction. So if you want to check something else out, it's called Manifest Yourself, I believe, is the name of the channel. So and she's in Elevated Intuition, Tarot, and Spirituality. Or at least I got the right words, even if I got the wrong order. So you can check Amy out. Wonderful, wonderful information that she shares. And she does a very, very different format of her tarot readings. I have to say, very, very interesting. And from my experience, very on point too. So anyways, let us get started. And people are a little bit slow coming on this morning. That's all good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a meditation card for the week. And this will be for this group, this collective group that includes people that are here live and people that watch this as a video later on. And because time and space are really an illusion of physical matter, the collective consciousness. We're connected to everybody that's going to watch this later on. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. So our meditation card is just basically something for this group that will help you to work through whatever challenges, whatever energetic challenges, which shouldn't be scary. We learn more from challenges than anything, as well as enhance the good and the happy parts of what's going on in the world. It's an awakening. I'll say that's the good part. Okay. We're not going to see Amy this week. I'm just reading the chat because what did you say? I'm moving. Oh, you're moving. Cool. Hey, good luck with the move. Definitely. Oh, good. Okay. So mixing cards, and this is what Spirit is choosing for us. If you want to do weekly meditations, this card. Oh, interesting. So I was, this card. I mean, the Nine of Swords. Yeah. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit. It looks a little bit depressed or anxious or whatever. But remember, this is a meditation card, and I always like to me this feels like shadow work. It's very shadowy, and swords are often representative of the intellect or the thoughts, and nine's about completion. So just in numerology, nine is a completion number, and my feeling is, and this is a very different energy than what I've been picking for meditation cards since I started doing this like 6 months ago, or however long I've been doing tarot, because this also feels like we need to let things go now, and that's been a theme for a while in my life and in my work also. And I do believe that this card, or meditating with this card, is going to help us to process the emotions. I feel like this is kind of an exhale time, like, in other words, kind of like releasing old energy, kind of resetting our energies, resetting our emotional frequencies, and kind of getting ready for the increased energy as we reach the 11th day of the moon. And honestly, I'm not sure what day that is, but the new moon was Monday, right? Yeah, it was last Monday. So 8th, 9th. So Thursday is going to be the 11th day of the moon. And in a Kundalini yoga practice, it said that that on the 11th day, our hormonal system starts to adapt to the increased energies of the full moon. This full moon is going to have an eclipse also connected to it. And would that be in Sagittarius, I think, because the sun will be in Gemini. And that's of the mind, and that's of the intellect also. So as you're doing your meditation, this card can help you to process and release things that you just do not need to carry with you in this next phase of the awakening, which I sort of coined the phrase the great purge, because I do feel like this period of our awakening, with all the planets going retrograde, and the eclipses and everything that's going on in the world, that it's really like kind of a release point now, and purging what we don't need anymore. And that's part of awakening also. I mean, if you take all the programming away, all the misconceptions, all the false beliefs or whatever, you're already awakened. We all have that capacity within. We're already awakened. We are spiritual because we are spirit, and you can't get more spiritual than being spirit. So spiritual growth is decrease, it's not increase. It's getting rid of all the layers of programming, social conditioning, whatever you want to call it, accumulated beliefs that aren't your own. The early childhood experiences moving into adulthood, where we're systematically pulled farther and farther away from who we truly are, a spirit, who we truly are, a soul. So this is the time to purge all that so we can reconnect with who we are, a soul, and then we become stronger, And then as we reconnect with soul, we reconnect with other souls, and then we become more united. And that's when awakening happens. That's when that 100th monkey, so to speak, gets it, and then everybody starts to awaken. Basically, the 100th monkey experiment was an experiment in consciousness involving monkeys. For those that don't know, and they would teach a small group of monkeys on an island a certain skill set. I think it was breaking coconuts open in the water. I forget the details. And then what they found, the monkeys learned, because monkeys are smart. And but what they found in the different parts of the island, other monkeys were doing the same thing that were never taught to do that. And the gist of it was an easier way of getting to the meat of the coconut. And then they went to neighboring islands and found the monkeys on the other islands were doing the same thing. So the point being is that it was an experiment in collective consciousness, and humans are not that different. Our brains are more evolved, obviously, but we're not that different from monkeys, really. And some people less different than others, but I digress. And it doesn't have to be 50%. There's a certain set point. I don't know the exact percentage, but once a certain percentage of humans awaken, it's going to be a whole lot easier for other people to awaken. But now it's breaking through the resistance. The fact that the ego does not like change, because it equates change with death. So the collective ego and the powers that be, if you want to call them the elite or whatever, those that control the flow of money, the flow of power, which is corrupt in the world, they don't want people to awaken also, because it's not going to be good for their business. So in any event, once enough people get it, that'll break through that resistance, and then other people are going to have an easier time. So when you meditate on this card, step into the card, maybe step into the figure. Feeling bad, sad, or depressed isn't a bad thing. We see it as bad because that's how we're programmed, but it's a natural human emotion, basically. It's grief, basically. It's a grief emotion, a grief-based emotion. And sometimes, because we're changing so much and the world's changing so much, we need to grieve the loss of whatever we held as normal, or whatever we held near and dear into our hearts. And that way we can find something even greater and even more amazing in our lives and in society. So as you step into the card, this is only a little doorway. There's a whole panoramic view inside this card. And when you start to meditate and you start to step into it, then you can start to see the scenery, you can start to feel the scenery, and you can start to let this energy work with you to clear what you don't need anymore. So anyway, that is the meditation card for the day. What I do next is I do a little 3 card spread. Oh, I see I missed 11:11, but Chris caught it. So it's now 11:13. All right, so this will be a 3 card spread for the general trends that are affecting us and society this week. It's interesting because Spirit, talks to me through images that pop up in my mind, and whenever they show me a stagecoach, that's about being like exploring new frontiers in your life and in reality, because that's what that represents to me. Like the settlers going out west, and we're going to save the plight of the Native Americans for another time, because don't get me started. But in my frame of reference, it just means exploration. And I feel like this is really a time to really be exploring new ideas. I mean, it's fine to agree to disagree and to question authority and all that, but if you place your emphasis on that, you might miss out on the message. So it's okay, and the exploration is within. It's not outside of ourselves, it's inside of ourselves. And that 9 of Swords, that meditation card, is a very internal energy as well. So this is going to be a good week to release, letting go. In 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks, I'm planning now, but I'm going to have a video on letting go, because it's just so important. And I know my law of attraction work, my biggest challenge was actually letting go. Honestly, when you don't let go, then you really don't accept change. It makes it so much harder for it to work for you. So letting go of old resentments, letting go of old patterns, letting go of old programs, letting go of wound growing up, and maybe suppress our subconscious resentment towards our parents, our siblings. All of that stuff is relevant. In this new consciousness, in this new world, there's just no room for that anymore. And nobody here is going to get left behind, not on my watch. Anyways. So it's traditional to break tarot cards into three with the left hand. And three represents the three pillars of the tree of life. It probably represents other things, but the three pillars of the tree of life. And there's 22 paths in the tree of life. So I always like to do a little tarot tutorial. 22 paths in the tree of life. It's a Kabbalistic symbol for those that don't know. As opposed to the Celtic tree of life. So this is the Hebrew Jewish tree of life, Kabbalistic. 22 paths between the 10 sephira, which are the spheres in the tree of life. And the sephiras represent the numbered cards 1 through 10, represent different levels of energy, different planes of existence. Above that, there's 3 levels of non-existence. I forget the names of it. Above Keter, which is the crown, and the 22 paths represent the 22 cards in the major arcana. So that's the spiritual journey. The 10 sephira represent the suits, the 10 numbered cards, and the court cards. So the minor arcana is more like the situations on Earth, generally speaking, and the major arcana, again, generally speaking, is the different levels of consciousness that we go, that we undergo in our spiritual awakening. So okay, so I'm just asking Spirit to guide my hands to the right 3 cards. One more, taking me way to the right, way to the right. Not the top one, this one, no. I don't have the right card yet. This one. I hate when this happens because then I go into my thinking mind, and that's not a good thing when you're doing intuitive work. Okay. Oh, okay. I was in completely the wrong area. That's why. This is the card. All right. So we have some advanced technology here to show you the 3 cards, which I'm going to roll out right now. Ta-da! I don't think anybody's new, so I guess it's not a valid joke if you know how I do this. All right, very, very interesting energy. I like it. It's positive, very earth. I have to say, very fire, and don't mind me. I'm just kind of vibing on these cards here. So this Emperor card is really interesting because it's the sign Aries, I think. Towers. The Tower card is Mars. This is the sign Aries, and it can represent governments because it's leadership, right? But I feel like this is really about like kind of expounding on what I was saying before, like self-mastery. And we're really needing to master ourselves. And I feel like Spirit is saying for everybody just to practice a little exercise, even if it's just an hour a day, to just shut off all the technology. Just tell Facebook to go shove it for an hour or two, and to just be, if you can get away from a Wi-Fi signal or a cell phone signal, even better. But I feel like unplugging is going to be very important this week. Again, this feels like a reset. This isn't overly dramatic. The It's interesting because the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles have a very similar vibe in a sense. They're both circles, and aces are new beginnings. Pentacles tend to represent Earth and the more material aspects of life, money, jobs, security, and stuff like that as well. And we may actually get some piece of more encouraging news this week when it comes to the financial picture. And we already got some pretty good news in terms of relaxing restrictions with the COVID and everything like that as well. And the Wheel of Fortune, that's Jupiterian energy. That's like expansion. The wheel is turning. I always think of Jerry Garcia's song "The Wheel." Can't slow down, or you can't. Well, I can't remember the words now. Can't let go, but you can hold on, or something like that. Can move back, but you can't stand still. And anyways, the wheel is turning basically, and there's a new beginning, and it may seem a little bit more stable. I feel like somebody with some prominence or importance may step forward and give us some information to let us know that maybe things are going to be okay after all, if we just relax, if we just kind of let the fear go and really focus on our own personal empowerment. Because this is the Emperor, I feel like this energy is really being taken into a very individual level right now, I want to say, and for us to really do our own work and to step away from all the drama and trauma of the world and the news and really find our center, really find our core of peace, our spirit, our heart, our soul, and stuff like that as well. For this group, if I'm just tapping into, the 20 people that are in now, and, usually we get about, by the end of the week, about 200 people that watch this as a video. So for this small group, this could be a good news about finances also, about our financial structure, our material structure and stuff like that as well. It's getting my attention. I use the Hanson Roberts deck. Are these lilies here? And they're all 5 petal. 5 is the number of change also. It's the pentagram. It's the 5-pointed star. And they're definitely lilies, and they're white lilies. And often to me, lilies can be associated with the spirit world also as well. At least that's my association. Maybe because I go to Lily Dale, which is a spiritualist community, but that's part of my association. But it's also like about new growth, and the fact that the flowers are white and 5. And this is also, and this is what's getting my attention now, and that's basically how I read tarot. It's what gets my attention in that reading and what I'm feeling. And it's all surrounding this Ace of Pentacles. So this is like if you have any ideas about a new way to either make money or a move or something that would really affect your well-being and your health also, this is the week to do it. And again, preparing grounding, I want to say, is important. And then this emperor is holding an ankh, which is the Egyptian symbol of life and the continuity of life. And I guess that's a crystal ball. I don't know what the heck that is. This little object here. But it looks like a crystal sphere. So we'll take that as knowledge and stuff like that as wisdom. And then this deck, I'm just looking, what else did I see? It's almost like the figure's not looking at me, it's looking past me in a way. And I think it's just telling us to really, be mindful or look at the big picture of things. And to not get caught up in the small stories and the small dramas, but to be mindful of the bigger picture of things as well. Okay, I see we have a bunch of new people that came in. So hi, new people. Hold on loosely, but don't let go. Yeah, I'm saying the wheel keeps turning and it won't slow down. You can't let go, or you can hold on. You can move back, but you can't stand still. If the thunder don't get you, then the lightning will. Basically, so that's the lyrics of that song, anyways. All right. So I think that's it. I'm just gonna look myself to see if I'm getting any more messages. Feel like spirit saying right on, right on, right. That's the key word, right. So I feel like they're wanting us to do more, like, say, journaling. Again, based on the meditation card and the message earlier that we shared, a lot of processing, a lot of letting go, and the vibration, it's fluctuating, like a lot of high highs, a lot of low lows, a lot of in betweens. But the point being is, and I'm seeing people running also, so I get the sense of making sure we're taking good care of our bodies. As we hit the 11th day of the moon on Thursday, then early the following week we hit the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius on that full moon. And I'm just seeing in my mind the image of the Ten of Swords, which is basically very charming, card, I might add, because it's a dark sky. There's a figure laying down, face down on the ground, and 10 swords coming out of the person's back. But that is the death of the old self, and that is, again, letting go. So that seems to be the theme. Is this is the week to just try to purge and clear. We're in the great purge and clear what we don't need anymore. Do a lot of meditation, a lot of soul work. That we're all light workers. We're all here guiding and helping people, helping ourselves and helping people. So, anyways, what I like to do is pull an angel card also. For anybody that's interested, Tuesday on Zoom, so you have to email us. So I'm doing a mediumship gallery on Zoom. It's only $15, and you can get in on that by either going to the website, and I'll link that in the comments when this comes back as a video. But the email is Adam Between the Worlds. The website is adambetweentheworlds.com/events to get to the page to register. And my email is info@adambetweentheworlds.com. And last Thursday, I released a video on psychic children and spiritually advanced children. So if you missed that one, the irony of that is that in the almost 11 months I've had my channel, that's been my least popular video. And I'm like, wait a second, our children are our future. Why are we not interested in understanding this phenomena of all these gifted children? But honestly, when I was doing my keyword research on that video, I knew it wasn't going to be a big hit. But so I did that really for us and my community, because people just weren't really searching those keywords that much. And I knew that video was not going to. I mean, I pretty much know which videos are gonna bring in new people to the medium channel and which ones aren't. And I try to choose my videos not just for popularity, but for content and what's going to be valuable for us. But at the same time, I'm doing YouTube to grow and to expand this message. So, I do make some of my videos that's going to have a wider reach and wider appeal also as well. But in any event, if you or somebody that has children that displays unusual abilities, that might be a good video for you guys. And Thursday, I'm doing a class on Zoom about God, I should have all this stuff written down, honestly. But this is about teaching you techniques to help you through the reset and the great purge, to help your nervous system, your body, as well as your spirit, to shift in a healthy way and to be able to withstand all the pressures that are increasing. So there's been a lot of pressure the last year or so from the media or whatever. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I shouldn't say worse. It's going to get more intense before it eases up. And we just need to stay strong. We need to stay grounded. And we need to take care of ourselves. So I'm doing a 2-hour training on exactly how to do this, using meditations, using breathing techniques, using exercise. and all the stuff that. So again, same information, info at Atom Between the Worlds, or you can register at atombetweentheworlds.com. And I did a live event, my last live chat on Friday. I shared a couple things, including Dr. Joe Dispenza's supernatural breathing technique, which I started to add to my morning routine, and it is been amazing. So I shared that, and you can actually get it right from the horse's mouth. You can look up Dr. Joe Dispenza supernatural breathing and find out how he does it, because I sort of do a variation on it based on my Kundalini yoga practice. But his supernatural breathing technique is really a page out of Kundalini yoga, with a little bit of modern science thrown in to make it even more effective. So this is what the angels want to tell us today. No, not that card. Okay. The bottom card. Okay. Indriel. This is the card that I pulled for, and I love this card. And it says that you are a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its individuals. And again, it all ties in with the theme. We need to take care of ourselves and let go and release stuff we may not even be aware of that we've been carrying for a long time, because a lot of what we believe is what we've been taught to believe. When we hear the same thing over and over again through the power of repetition, it starts to become a habit, and then a habit starts to become a program. And then we're not even aware of why we react emotionally to certain situations and why we sabotage our lives, to cut to the chase, to greater or lesser degree, and why we have certain emotional reactions that just seem normal to us. But in actuality, it's sabotaging things, because it's programming through society, and society is more negative than not negative. And anyways, this is the time to clear it all. And let me just see. I like that there's a lot of violet. I think one of the messages is maybe to work with violet flames or violet light. That connects with your crown chakra, that connects with ultra high frequency. So ultraviolet light, you can, as you're doing your release work, as you're meditating, you can just visualize and feel like violet flames working through you, violet or lavender flames. So that would be combining violet with the color white, and just feel, and you can just set the intent, just allow the flames to clear things. And that's, I do things like that every day. I have my spiritual practice is about 3 hours, and I'm basically serving the rest of the time. I have a little free time. I'm not, I'm not like Jack, all war and all play. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I do play also, but I think that you get the idea. So maybe add that, because that's what I'm seeing in this card is the violet flames, and it's very high frequency. That can clear a lot of the deep stuff that you may not even know that you have. I mean, I could come up with a lot of examples, but if you want a little bit more insight into that, I had a video about shadow work that you can look at also. All right, I think we're at the end. It's 11:33. If you guys want to just give this video a little bit of a little thumbs up, whether you want to smash it or poke it or elbow it, or fist pump it, you can hit the little thumbs up and the like button, and that signals the algorithm that, hey, people are liking this, so maybe we'll share with a few more people out there. And I thank you everybody for coming in. And no coincidences, Colleen, at all. Yes. Great video. Thank you. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah. By the way, if you do check out the live chat, the one that I did, my webcam wasn't working. The video quality is horrible. So just a warning there, but the content's really good. All right. Anyway, lots of love, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Peace.